welcome to Farm Talk Friday. It is March 24th, 2023. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my beautiful wife, Jivana. How are you, honey?
I'm doing great.
You
Thank
look
you.
beautiful today. I like
Thanks.
these feathers.
Thank you. Today is the third day of Shiro Fest, and we are celebrating Chandraganta, the aspect of Durga that is married to Shiva when she's Parvati.
Yes, I'm sure everyone knows exactly
Yes.
what you're talking about. And where would you find out more about Shiro Fest?
So, raverj.com.
Raverj.com,
Yeah.
check it out. All right. Today, I want to first talk about the fact that we've been getting really nice, frequent but light rain throughout what is typically a completely dry season. And word has it, reports have it, that we're going to get like super rain during the rainy season. So you know, part of permaculture is adapting. And so we have got to do some serious adapting to make sure we don't have too much erosion, we don't lose land, we don't drown our plants and trees and keep them alive. So we've got to get on top of that.
Yes, we do.
All
So
right.
hello to whoever is on.
Yes.
And we were lucky. We got some heavy rains during this weird rainy period. And one of them was so hard that our house leaked in 6 spots all at one time.
Only 6.
And it was like, the house just could not handle it. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And it happened within like 2 minutes. I was like, wow, this is such a hard rain. But that was only one night that happened. We have 2 people on, so hi to both of you. So sometimes we see people popping on, but unless you say something in the comments, we can't see who is on. So
Yes.
hello to you until you say something to us, then we can say something back.
All right, now for show and tell, this is not a weird lab experiment. These are pickled eggs. We have our chickens. That's both chicken tractors right there. There's the big one. There's the small one. We only have 5 chickens, but they produce more eggs than we can eat. And so we generally have a surplus, and we give them away a lot. But also, this is my second batch of pickled eggs. This one is delicious. The first one had too much sugar in the recipe.
Yeah.
And it was weird tasting. So now, and this one has a little, but next batch I'm gonna go with 0 sugar. Because I don't think that's a taste you want.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled egg and sugar. Anyway, so this one's good. It's got, there's some caraway seeds and some of our homegrown chili peppers in there. Anyway, they're really good and they can last throughout an apocalypse. So it's good stuff.
So what I've seen on different accounts, so I run the Permaculture Pinup Instagram page, and so when I go to the little search function or whatever we call that, I see all sorts of gardening content, and I've been seeing people, they take unwashed eggs and they put them in jars like this, and then they fill it with maybe vinegar or water, and it's supposed to store for like 2 years as well. So you don't even have to. So you can't eat them as soon as they get out because they would be raw still. But it's a way to also store eggs potentially.
So just for storage.
Just for storage, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that.
But I don't know, like how long do our eggs last anyway?
Well,
Seems like
another interesting thing about your own fresh farm-grown eggs is that when you get them, they last for months at room temperature. So when you go to the grocery store and you buy your dozen eggs, it's got a date on there, and the expiration date is pretty soon. And you're supposed to keep those refrigerated. So what happens is when the egg is laid, it has this bloom on it. It has this protective bloom that that keeps the egg fresh for, I think, 2 or 3 months maybe at room temperature.
At room temperature.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Now what the food industry does is washes that bloom off because they're afraid of salmonella, different things, yeah.
Hi-ho.
And so you lose that protective coating and then they have to go into refrigeration.
Yes. So we can store our eggs, and we do. Sometimes we store them in the fridge, but we also, and when we're saying room temperature, we don't mean like where you live in Oregon. Like
not where we live either.
Well, tropical room temperature.
Well,
we leave ours on the counter, and they're sold on the counter at the stores here. So,
but yeah, you
tropical room temperature.
You can't leave it outside in the sun. I guess that's what I mean.
No, but like they can be on the counters inside your own home, which is normally 80 degrees here. So they can tolerate quite a bit if you live in California or wherever you live.
Yeah. Okay, so
Either Real Hope is on.
Moving on to
your cloud, your own personal cloud, Hope.
Moving on to more
show and tell.
More show and tell. These are like gold. Well, more valuable than gold. These are Pitanga. Is it P-I-T-H or P-I-T-A?
I think maybe you can go both ways with it.
So these are Pitanga. This is pretty ripe right here. Actually, a little darker will taste better as well. They come from a bush, but does the bush ever turn into a tree?
No, it's a shrub.
And they don't produce that often during the year, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a season.
Yeah, but the season's short.
Yeah.
And so when they're producing, you've got to stay on top of it and get all of these super amazing fruits that come off. They're just delicious. Kind of like a cherry taste, I guess.
Yeah. Pumpkin cherries.
But way more delicious. There's little seeds in there, seeds. Mm-hmm. And they're amazing.
And we're going to plant a lot more of those.
So that's Pitanga.
Yes.
Also, we've been enjoying our mulberries. These are best.
So good.
Totally dark. This one is about a perfect one right there. And
I think you got a good harvest there.
Yeah, we have these growing like crazy. And they're berries. They taste like berries. These are mulberries.
So this one actually is a good example because it's dark and light. Oops. You guys see that? So how it's like really dark on this end, but more red. So when it's red, it's more tangy. And then when it's dark, it's sweet. You want to eat them when they're dark.
And certainly you can make all kinds of jam and pies and stuff with these, but we never collect enough at once to do anything because we just eat them.
Yeah, well, but also,
just eat them.
I would say that this is the first year that we get enough of them.
Yeah.
Like where I'm really excited. I mean, this one tree, our first mulberry tree is just, they're all over the place. And it propagates really well. So like I've taken cuttings and Adriana has taken cuttings and we've put them all over the place and they make nice like archways naturally. And like they're a great asset in at least a tropical food forest. I don't know what kind of varieties, like how the mulberry trees grow in the States, but at least the ones that we have here grow in this fashion where at first they look kind of bushy, but then they turn into trees and they make nice archways. And so you can go through your food forest and just pick berries.
Okay, I would also like to say, I don't usually wear these types of shirts, but this is my last Envision shirt. And so I had to wear it. Okay.
Kind of glowy.
Also, we've got several Caimitos on our bowl. We've showed you these very recently, but we're enjoying them so much, I just thought I'd show them to you again.
Caimito craze. Yeah, they're so good.
These are just great.
Yeah.
Great in a different way. Like Pitanga's great and the best. These are also the best but different. And then mangoes are also the best but different.
Yeah.
So.
And we have so much guanabana coming in.
Yes!
It's crazy.
Guanabana.
We're not like the biggest fans of frozen guanabana, but fresh guanabana.
Fresh guanabana
Is
is where
the
it's
best.
at.
Yeah.
All right, honey,
They're not above everything
what are you
else.
playing with there in your hand?
This is cotton, so we have a ton of it. This is Hope's Cloud, and then this is the other. So,
This I just picked. This is how it comes off of the bush vine.
yeah. So, what's really pretty about the cotton is that it comes out and it's sometimes a white flower and sometimes it's a pink flower, and then it'll color change. It's really, really a pretty flower, and then it grows and it looks like this, and it looks a little, well, it looks like this. So it kind of looks, like weedy in the sense that like this gets dry and then like this kind of hangs and it's a little chaotic looking.
Like this right here is not super attractive.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
It holds the cotton.
But the flowers are really pretty until it does this. And then this is cool and it's just different. And it's really easy to take it off. You just kind of like pull it off. And then it turns into like a star. And then you have cotton. And the little cotton seeds are inside. And honestly, I sometimes just keep the seeds in it because it's quite a task to pull them out. And it was the cotton gin, right, that revolutionized everything. And that was about taking these out without, your hands being involved. And I understand why, because it's like, there's people that use cottonseed oil. Like, I just pulled this apart, but it's still super, like, how do you get all the fuzz off? That would be many more minutes involved in that. So anyway, but for us, I wanted us to have cotton for emergency purposes. I mean, it's easy to buy cotton.
Yeah, we've used it.
Our own cotton.
We've used it for medicinal purposes many times.
Yes. So, I'm not a design, fashion magician, and I don't have the thing that's in Sleeping Beauty that she pricks her finger on or anything. I don't even know the name of it. That's where I'm at. No looms. But it really does make me appreciate, like, how we figured that out. Like how did we make this turn into things like this or like this? That's fascinating to me.
And a more important question, why is it called a gin?
I don't know, because beforehand they were drinking a lot as they were trying to pull the seeds out. So anyway, that's the cotton. We have some. It's cool. And sometimes we find like dead little animals, or sometimes big dead animals, or birds hit windows, or whatever happens. And I like to offer them a little burial service, and often I'll go and I always ask permission of the flowers that would like to be part of the service. And if we have cotton available, I like to use the cotton because it looks like they're on a little cloud, and then you're giving them. Anyway, so that's cotton. And then what other updates do you have? Maybe?
Well, you're going to tell us about the market tonight. Next week.
Okay, I'm like, well, it's not tonight.
Next Friday, a week from tonight.
Yes, so a week from tonight, 6 to 9. If you live in our area, you can come to Rancho Delicioso Wonderland Boutique and Restaurant. We have this fantastically, beautifully decorated area where we set up. All the vendors are in there, and it's pretty, and I need to talk to you about a future open mic, maybe not for this one, but we were thinking it might be nice to start one.
Sure.
Or it might be super complicated. But we're going to have Jaja doing her movement medicine from 6 to 7 out in the field. It's super kid friendly. There's lots of things for the kids to do. And there's going to be lots of food, so please come hungry and support our artisans and food vendors. I also wanted to talk about the iguana. I kind of blew it. There was this Farm Talk Friday after party last week.
For iguanas only.
Yeah, there was 3 iguanas hanging outside. I mean, it was so weird. I've never seen this before. They were all having a party. They were facing each other. They weren't fighting with each other. I've seen plenty of lizards fight. They were just hanging out. And then, we had to leave, and then they scattered in all different directions because I think they all live in slightly different places to this structure. I know for sure one of them lives in the rain gutter, and then I think one of them lives over here, and one of them lives over by this tree. But they all congregated, and I don't know what they were talking about. But it made me think, I'm like, we're missing some sort of predator here. There's way too many iguanas. What you looking for, Annie?
No, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Not distracting. And then on a previous Farm Talk Friday, I said that I was walking around. I was super impressed by our mulch game. I just felt like after those rains that we were having, I saw how well our mulch layer looked. And I thought, wow, all this hard work we've been putting in is paying off. And I was like, pat on the back for us on the mulch. And it felt really good earlier this week for Adriana to confirm that and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I think we're doing really well on the mulch. I'm like, yeah, I thought that too. So it's very exciting. All these exciting things in farmland.
Yes. You get excited about different things in farmland.
Yeah.
Mulch, iguanas.
Yeah. And the songbird mystery has been solved. I've been hearing this bird lately, but I've always heard this bird. But I think maybe this is its time of year. And so I started hearing it more lately. And so to be honest, I don't have a name for you. I don't know who this bird is according to scientific standards, but I could spot this bird now. I had no idea what it looked like for all these years, and I finally know, and it's really about as exciting as a dove. Doves are very sweet, and they're kind of just sweet and elegant, and this one has more of a pointy beak, but just not super colorful or anything. But boy, this songbird can sing, and it has so many variations, and it's so uplifting. So I really appreciate it. So one day I will find someone that can identify it. We're lucky. We have Joaquin, who just graduated from UCR, and he's a biologist, and I am going to ask him next time I hear it.
All right.
Yeah. So
record it. Record the audio.
Yes.
Yes.
And then hopefully I'll have a name for you by some future Farm Talk Friday.
Yeah.
So that's our update. Thank you so much for joining. Wayne, good to see you on. There might have been some others that we missed, but...
Is that my cousin Wayne?
I think so.
Hey! How's it going?
Anyway, we hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, and send you all lots of love.
All right. We'll see you next week on Farm Talk Friday.